In 1985, Michael Jackson did something Paul McCartney swore he would never do. He bought the Beatles. And McCartney found out by reading it in a newspaper. This was not a simple act of commerce. It was a seismic event in the quiet, carpeted corridors of the music industry. It was a story about friendship ambition, the cold, hard logic of business. The world saw Michael Jackson as a performer, a creature of light and sound, a man who seemed to live on stage. But in the shadows, another Michael Jackson existed, a student of power, a quiet observer of wealth, a man who understood that true control did not come from a hit record. It came from owning the hit record, forever. This story begins not on a stage, but in a small, private moment, a conversation. Paul McCartney was giving advice to Michael Jackson. McCartney explained music publishing. He told Jackson owning rights was the secret to lasting wealth, a gift of an annuity, a stream of income after the applause. McCartney was showing his friend the keys to the kingdom. He lamented that he and John Lennon had lost control of their songs. He was planting a seed. That seed found fertile ground. Michael Jackson was a listener. He was a mimic. He could copy a dance move after seeing it once. Owning songs, controlling the airwaves was intoxicating, quieter, permanent. The gears began to turn on an audacious, controversial deal. The ATV Music Catalogue, the Lennon-McCartney songbook, went up for sale. For Paul McCartney, a chance to reclaim his past. For Michael Jackson, a chance to own a piece of history, a test of the lesson he'd learned, a move so bold, so unexpected, no one saw it coming. The friendship between Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson was, for a time, genuine and creatively fruitful. They were two men from different worlds, different generations. In those sessions, in the quiet moments, they talked. McCartney shared his biggest business regret, losing the Beatles publishing. He told Jackson, "Whoever owns these songs is going to be very rich." He advised his younger friend to get into music publishing. When the news broke that ATV was for sale, McCartney saw his chance. Over 250 Lennon-McCartney songs. McCartney reached out and began negotiations. He spoke with Yoko Ono about a joint bid. He felt a deep connection, his history, his legacy. He even told Michael, trusting him as a friend. He thought they were on the same side. But Michael Jackson was playing a different game. He had taken McCartney's advice to heart, perhaps too literally. He saw the catalogue not as history to reclaim, but the ultimate asset to acquire. While McCartney and Ono deliberated, Jackson acted. He had his lawyer, John Branca, put in a bid. It was an aggressive, confident move. Jackson didn't want a piece. He wanted the whole thing. The deal was finalized in August 1985. Michael Jackson purchased the ATV Music Catalogue for $47.5 million. And Paul McCartney, he found out like the rest of the world, by reading it in a newspaper. Shock, betrayal. The calls stopped. A partnership shattered by a deal. To grasp the magnitude of Michael Jackson's purchase, one must understand what he was actually buying. It wasn't just a collection of old songs, it was the cultural DNA of the 20th century. The ATV catalogue contained the publishing rights to the most famous Lennon-McCartney songs. Owning these rights was like owning a patent on joy, on nostalgia, on heartbreak, on rebellion. Every radio spin, every movie placement, every cover, every stream, a portion flowed to the owner. It was a perpetual motion machine of money. The list reads like a greatest hits. Yesterday, Let It Be, Hey Jude, A Day in the Life, Eleanor Rigby, Penny Lane, Come Together, and dozens more. Cultural touchstones passed from generation to generation. Owning the publishing granted Michael Jackson immense power. To use Yesterday, you asked him and paid a fee. To use Revolution in a commercial, the decision rested with him. TV shows, commercials, Broadway plays, even greeting cards. Unprecedented control, unsettling to many. He revered the Beatles, and he saw the songs as diamonds, beautiful, timeless, valuable, assets to acquire, polish, and leverage. He didn't just buy a songbook, he bought the most valuable real estate in popular music. In 1985, the price tag of $47.5 million seemed astronomical. Critics whispered he'd overpaid, a vanity purchase. They could not have been more wrong. What looked risky was brilliantly forward-thinking. He wasn't spending, he was planting. The value didn't stay static, it grew, exponentially. He didn't just collect checks. He and his team managed the asset. In 1995, he merged ATV with Sony, creating Sony ATV Music Publishing. He reportedly netted $95 million upfront and kept a 50% stake. Sony ATV grew into the largest music publisher. New tech unlocked new revenue streams no one foresaw in 1985. Monetized 24 hours a day around the world. Each click, each stream, another drop in a growing ocean. After Jackson's death in 2009, his estate inherited his 50% share. It let executors pay debts and rebuild his legacy. In 2016, the estate sold its remaining stake to Sony for $750 million. Combined with merger money and decades of income, $47.5 million became well over $1 billion. His estate has earned an estimated $3.5 billion since his passing, publishing central to that figure. The media painted a caricature, the eccentric, the recluse. But accountants and lawyers saw a shrewd, detail-obsessed operator with iron will. Whimsy in public, precision in private. The deal was a masterclass. See what others cannot. Act with conviction, play the long game. An act of admiration and a ruthless act of commerce. He proved an artist could be a titan of industry. The story is written in dollars and cents, and in betrayal and irony. He made a deal so grounded in reality it studied in business schools. The media called him eccentric. His accountants called him a genius. His estate is still collecting. Paul McCartney eventually bought back some of his catalogue. He never forgave Michael, should he have?